Hi everybody, this is just some guy, and before I get to my actual topic, I want to address something about my last video. I used this picture of a Tumblrized Berserk parody and said that the Thundercats Roar crew copied it. I found out that the Berserk picture is actually a parody of Tumblrcat's Roar, but I found out after I uploaded the video and it had been up for a while. YouTube doesn't let you edit videos, and they removed the annotation option. I did leave a pinned comment on the video and added that to the description as soon as I found out. So I know it's wrong, and that was my mistake. Doesn't change the fact that the art style is a lazy ripoff of Steven Universe and Scott Pilgrim, that the animation is badly drawn, and that it's surprising that the show has such a low T count considering how much it sucks balls. Now let's do this thing so we can talk about how HBO is about to fuck up The Watchmen. Why? Why? You were doing so well, HBO. Why? Why are you fucking up Watchmen? So apparently the HBO Watchmen show will be set in modern times and is going to deal with Trump and Putin. From the article, quote, writer Damon Lindelof has confirmed that HBO's upcoming television adaptation of the Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons graphic novel Watchmen will be set in the present day, and it won't be a direct adaptation of the comic's original story. Well, then it won't be Watchmen. That story is built around the original setting and the politics of that time. If you change any part of it time-wise, you are fundamentally changing the story. What is wrong with you, Lindelof? He left this long Instagram post talking about his history with the comic and admits that he rejected an offer to make the show before because he agreed with Alan Moore that the story works best as a comic. But now he's changed his mind. Now he wants to do the show, but with a twist. Quote, we have no desire to adapt the 12 issues Mr. Moore and Mr. Gibbons created 30 years ago, Lindelof writes, an approach he's mentioned before. Those issues are sacred ground, and they will not be retread, nor recreated, nor reproduced, nor rebooted. They will, however, be remixed, because the bass lines in those familiar tracks are just too good, and we'd be fools not to sample them. Those original 12 issues are our Old Testament. When the New Testament came along, it did not erase what came before it. Okay, first thing, stick with one metaphor. Your lame music comparison is sufficient, don't switch it up. Second thing, what the fuck are you talking about? The story hinges on the original setting. Whatever elements you like that you want to use are still built around that setting. Anything that you use will fall apart without the broader foundation. It sounds like you just want to use the themes of the story. Fine, do that. But don't call it Watchmen, because it won't be Watchmen. Whatever it is will be your third-rate attempt to outdo Alan Moore. I mean, you're going to be in the long line of writers cribbing off Watchmen, so at least you won't be alone. Then it goes on, quote, Lindelof says that he and his colleagues do not intend to make a sequel to the original story, and that in order to carry on the tradition of Watchmen, their series must be original. It must, quote, ask new questions and explore the world through a fresh lens. Then why are you calling it Watchmen? It's basically Watchmen in name only. What's wrong with creating your own concept? Hell, you can use older heroes. There are plenty in the public domain. Why mess with Watchmen? And then if you're going to mess with it, why do this? Quote, Watchmen was specific to the 80s of Reagan and Thatcher and Gorbachev, he writes. Ours needs to resonate with the frequency of Trump, May, and Putin, and the horse that he rides on shirtless. Right. It doesn't need to fit into the modern political narrative. You just want it to. I've had enough of anything about Trump. I am Trumped out. So if this show is about Trump, I'm not watching it. I'm tired of the bullshit with Trump. Y'all need to let it go. You lost. Fair and square even though your candidate tried to be coronated. Let it go. Then he says, quote, some of the characters will be unknown. New faces. New masks to cover them. We also intend to revisit the past century of costumed adventuring through a surprising yet familiar set of eyes. And it is here where we'll be taking our greatest risks. So basically, it's Watchmen in name only. I'm gonna say it again. Why are you calling it Watchmen when it's clearly not Watchmen? And just in case anybody thinks I was being presumptuous thinking this guy is anti-Trump, here we go. Quote, the writer does indicate that he and his colleagues do intend to shake things up in other ways. In our writer's room, hetero white men like myself are in the minority, he writes. And as Watchmen is incorrectly assumed to be solely our domain, understanding its potential through the perspectives of women, people of color, and LGBTQ elemental P up, down, left, right, hold A, and press start community has been as eye-opening as it has been exhilarating. We've committed to doing the same in front of and behind the camera, and every single person involved with this show absolutely adores Watchmen. So now you're gonna gender bend and race swap characters. So basically, it's not Watchmen. Then why are you fucking calling it Watchmen? Make your own show. Create your own characters. That's what Alan Moore did. It's really not that hard, dude. Don't ruin a great story by churning out some mutated, bastardized version of it. I mean, really, what is up with people claiming to like something and doing everything they can to subvert and ruin what made the original thing special? If you've got that much of a problem with the original material or you got a different idea, leave the original concept alone. If you love it that much, you wouldn't do this. You make changes to fit the medium, but you don't alter it to the point that it's unrecognizable. Damn. Now I gotta go and find out what else people are rebooting or turning into a TV show or movie. I just need to know before they fuck it up so I can enjoy it while it's still pure. I got a question. How come you don't fuck up other people's shit? How come it's just the 80s baby shit? When's the last time you messed with somebody else's stuff? That last Airbender movie? There's some recent stuff you can mess with. Go and turn Rick and Morty into a gay romance or make Adventure Time about converting people to Islam. Go mess with that shit. Leave the 80s alone. They're not bothering you. They're gonna fuck around and get their hands on the Flight of the Navigator. I'm gonna have to pop the trunk and get that crossbow.